Good morning and welcome to Strathmore University. The reason we're here is because there is conflict. Conflict exists. And when I went into my studies on the psychology of meaning, I started realizing that conflict is also in ourselves. So it's not just people fighting for a title. It's also people fighting among themselves. There's intra-organizational conflict. There's interpersonal conflict. There's even intrapersonal conflict. So each of us will at some stage find himself or herself at war with your own self. It could be something as simple as, shall I add a spoonful of sugar in that cup of tea? And then one voice says, yes, because it'll be so sweet and delicious. And then another voice says, but the doctor said, don't take any sugar. And you have a conflict right there. And then you have to make a choice. So it's never an easy answer. Conflict is not something you can easily just solve. You can actually have a pre-judicial panel where you have a mock case and you see who might win. You can have negotiation. There are so many different ways to solve a problem. In arbitration, you basically take an expert and say, you decide and we'll go with your decision. But the beauty of mediation is that everyone is empowered. So both the complainant and the one who has the perpetrator or whoever, however you want to term them, they have a say in what the outcome will be. They can actually discuss this. They can try and reach a sweet spot where both of them are achieving their goods. At the beginning of any conflict, everything looks like it's binary. There's just one way or the other way. There's going to be a winner and a loser. And as long as we think in binary forms, then the conflict will persist and maybe even escalate. And then there's the cost of lives, just the economic cost, the roll-on impact to the rest of the world that we're experiencing right now. And what I put to you is use a bit of creativity here. Create a third way. And then as an innovator, you say, have you heard about alternative sugar? Have you heard about sweeteners? Because you'll be obeying the doctor by not taking the kind of sugar he doesn't want you to take. You'll still not be gaining weight, and you can still enjoy your cup of tea. So how about that? And then you say, bingo, we've got it. And it's basically creativity and innovation that's created the third way. So I'm challenging all of you to just always have this mindset that starts with, there is a solution. I'm sure there is a solution. The solution isn't that we fight each other. There's got to be a third way. People are just not seeing it right now. But if I think creatively, I could help both parties that are fighting each other to see this third way, and then I could basically mediate. And sometimes it's just a question of helping them understand each other, see where they're coming from. Because at the basis of conflict is also mistrust. So how can we build trust? How can we help people to see things from a different perspective? So imagine you get it right. Imagine you become really, really good mediators. Just think of how the world will change. Think of how much conflict you will have prevented, and think of how much good, how many opportunities you will have unlocked, how much better the world will be if you get it right. So just try and steep yourselves in that energy today in this summit. Try and just learn as much as you can, and then go out there and be a mediation champion. Thank you very much.
Kenya Bankers appreciates this forum because we're the greatest beneficiaries through our customers. Traditional African societies believed that a conflict has to be managed as soon as possible. Here in Kenya, we say those who get to the river early drink the cleanest water. If a conflict is not managed within a short period of time, the problem becomes larger and complex. In Ethiopia, they believe that evil penetrates like a needle and then becomes like an oak tree if not dealt with. We appreciate the Honorable Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court, Justice Martha Koome, on this partnership in having banking disputes filed in court referred to mediation under the judiciary's court annex mediation for expeditious resolution of disputes. This partnership with the judiciary has been realized courtesy of the best practice insights in banking mediation through the support of Jones Day, spearheaded by their representative, the retired U.S. Federal Appeals Court Judge, Justice Anne Claire Williams. The special attention on mediation by the banking industry during this summit aims to enhance the uptake of mediation as the best option resolving disputes by all. We only seek to lead the way and have other sectors follow suit. It is my conviction that our collective efforts and integrated approach will help entrench mediation in the banking industry and all other sectors of the economy, including the government, in resolving business disputes. All disputes within banking industry can be settled through mediation, of course, except certain criminal cases. To transform our economy and attract domestic and foreign investment, we must disrupt the way we resolve our commercial disputes. The lengthy court process prevents parties to commercial disputes from accessing their funds, obtaining financing from banks, or attracting investors, and of course damaging business relations due to time. To achieve expeditious conflict resolution cost-effectively, restore and sustain business relations, mediation provides the best alternative that assists parties to the dispute reach a mutually acceptable solution, as Dr. Ogutu articulated. Our court's language and procedures pose a challenge to majority of us, including the very learned friends, and of course my friends, the CEOs of the banks here. The law is clear. It's a mirage. As there are varied interpretations on any single point of law one can find. Mediation provides the relief that encourages parties to speak in their own words with their own accompanying meanings. And as Dr. Ogutu said, all parties have a say during the mediation. The court's jargon will remain intimidating and prone to the misinterpretation by many, which risk is eliminated by mediation. As banks, we seek to fully embrace mediation in resolving customer challenges, reducing the commercial court cases backlog involving banks, and releasing capital to the economy. This summit affords us an opportunity to learn from our friends in the region and globally from economies that have progressed in entrenching banking mediation in their legal systems and which we seek to emulate. I want to appreciate the support by the Central Bank of Kenya under the leadership of the Governor, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, in formulating guidelines with specific timelines for resolution of bank customers' complaints through the Banking Sector Charter. The further support for the industry's mediation initiative in collaboration with the retired Judge Anne Williams to advance the Charter spirit of expeditious resolution of customer complaints, conflicts and disputes with banks is truly appreciated. Businesses seek to have their disputes resolved inexpensively, preserve commercial relations, have control over their disputes, maintain confidentiality, and be afforded the opportunity to arrive at mutually satisfactory solutions with the other parties. All these expectations luckily are met through mediation.
Now is the time to take mediation to the next level in Kenya. So much progress has been made at the court annex level and in private mediation, but now is the time to seize the opportunity to bring the banking cases that are moving slowly through litigation, pulling those cases for a month-long service week focused on banking. My goal has always been to share our successes and our failures, lessons learned from which you can take a little bite, a big bite, or no bite. You take the bite that fits your culture, your system, your society. Honestly, with each visit, I have learned so much more, partnering with justice stakeholders in 9 African countries over the last 22 years. I say now is the time because it has come to all of us who have joined together to form the Court Annex Mediation Stakeholder Working Group, from the Chief Justice to the Governor of the Central Bank, the Kenyan Bankers Association, the Court Annex Mediation Task Force, the Law Society of Kenya, Strathmore Law School, the Dean, Strathmore, the Dispute Resolution Center, our hosts, the Judicial Academy, our supporters, Jones Day, my law firm, Weinstein International Foundation, IDLO, all the committees and supporters who have come together, realizing that now is the time to target the banking industry. Banking is so crucial to the economic engine of Kenya, not just to help businesses thrive and investments grow, but to help everyday Kenyans who are behind on their mortgages, or small business women who have defaulted on a loan. And this is a very good thing. In every African country where I've worked, there has been a recognition for the need of court annex mediation and private mediation. Court annex mediation, because the courts say you must sit down and mediate and talk and resolve things, it takes an enormous burden off the parties. It saves money, time, and anguish. I thank all of those, each in the task force, who have worked for so many months and so many nights to make this conference a success, taking up the mantle step by step, improving justice, and as the judiciary says, helping to achieve social transformation through access to justice. As someone who gave up a lifetime appointment on the bench and joined Jones Day, a law firm that gives me the opportunity to work full-time on the rule of law in Africa, which is my passion. And as a board member of the Weinstein International Foundation, which focuses on growing mediation in developing countries, I have participated in many trainings, collaborations, and programs through the years. But the energy, the enthusiasm, the power in this room, the power to make change is more than any of us could have imagined. And that is why I am so honored and happy to be with you. So thrilled that there are so many of you joining us in person and online for this summit, Banking and Mediation, Leading the Way. Because what? Now is the time, and the time is now.
The role of the banking sector in supporting mediation is also important. As you are all aware, the financial sector is often the center of commercial disputes, which, if not addressed effectively, can have detrimental effects in our economy and the welfare of our citizens. I'm pleased to note that the Kenyan Bankers Association has been at the forefront in promoting the use of mediation in the solution of disputes, and even finding solutions for all the commercial disputes and hindrances that we face. The banking sector has demonstrated your commitment to the promotion of mediation as an avenue for ensuring that disputes involving banks and their clients are resolved in a timely and efficient manner, thus safeguarding the interest of all parties involved. We in the judiciary are now following this example, and we are setting up mediation suites in our court buildings where we have unutilized spaces. I urge us to bear in mind that promotion of mediation in Kenya has also had a positive impact on our ease of doing business, given that investors, both local and foreign, are attracted to jurisdictions with efficient dispute resolution systems. And by embracing mediation, we are signaling to investors that our disputes will be resolved amicably, swiftly, and cost-effectively. Put differently, mediation will send a strong message to the world that Kenya is open for business and that we are committed to providing a conducive environment for commerce and investment. Distinguished participants, despite the progress that we have made, a lot still remains to be done. It is crucial that we, as a nation, continue to invest in the development of mediation, both as an integral part of our legal system and as a tool for fostering socio-economic and inclusive development. To achieve this, I urge the Court Annex Mediation Stakeholder Working Group to enhance public awareness and education on mediation. We have been telling people the same way the dispute arose, they know how it arose, the solution is within their hands. It is essential that our citizens understand the benefits of mediation and know how to access these services. Public awareness campaigns, education programs, and media engagements are necessary to promote and foster a culture that prioritizes mediation over litigation. I also urge the Court Annex Mediation Stakeholder Working Group to work towards strengthening the capacity of our mediators. We must invest in the training of our mediators, ensuring that they are equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to effectively help people resolve the disputes. By establishing and maintaining a high standard of professionalism, we will also ensure that the mediation services are of highest quality. I am certain that this inaugural summit, focused on mediation in the commercial sector, will yield effective models that will improve the way we handle the disputes, especially banking disputes, in our courts.